What the Friday, hey, what the Friday? What the Friday, ooh, what the Friday? It's Friday, Friday. What the Friday, hey, what the Friday? What the Friday, ooh, what the Friday? It's Friday, Friday, Friday. Greetings, Royal Family. Happy Friday. You made it to the end of the work week for those of you who work a traditional 9 to 5. So, welcome to episode 8 of W.T.F, What the Friday. I haven't done a What the Friday in a long time. So, I'm getting back on my grind, I want to give a special shout out to all of my new supporters. Welcome to the Royal Family. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your support. All of you who've been getting down in the comments, showing your love, sharing my video, I greatly appreciate it. If you are new to my channel, and this is the first time that you're seeing me, greetings. My name is Royal B, and this is the Royal Family. So, What the Friday basically put together a whole bunch of shenanigans and things that have been going on in pop culture. And I just want to talk about it with y'all. So be sure to get down in the comments. Make sure you comment, share your thoughts respectfully as always. Like this video if you like it. Check out my channel. And if you like what you see, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell. All right, you guys good? Hopefully you guys had a productive week. So let's get into the shenanigans. Let's talk about some things. So first up, Spinderella. Spinderella is the third member of the group Salt&Peppa. Spinderella is not feeling her bandmates, and she has filed a lawsuit stating that she has not been paid her royalties. How does that happen? Like, if three people are responsible for a song, responsible for an album, Salt&Peppa and Spinderella, they're a group legally, right? How does that happen that Spinderella does not get her royalties? How were Salt&Peppa able to get away with collecting money and not paying Spinderella? What's tea with that? So she basically filed a suit against Salt&Peppa. They've been together for 35 years as a group. What? Anyway, she got screwed over. She said they released an album, a best of Salt&Peppa album back in 1999. And she was promised 1/3 of the royalties for the record. And she never got a dime. That is crazy. They told her that she was going to be getting some money, and she never got the money. Now, Salt&Peppa recently had a show on VH1 where they were going on tour with SWV. I did DVR the whole series, but I'm gonna be honest, I only watched like 2 episodes, and it wasn't even 2 full episodes. I fell off, and it was just like, all right, I don't really care. She was left out of the show. Any, I guess, earnings that they acquired during that show, she wasn't paid for that either. So I don't know. I mean, I wonder, does she have a case like this? What do you guys think? Does she definitely have a case? So she got no money. How does that happen? Like, I would assume that they all have the same lawyer collectively as a group, and each one of them individually have a lawyer, I would assume. So she's basically suing for trademark infringement. This is according to TMZ. She says Salt&Peppa continue to use her for promotional performances, and that's fraud, and it's basically breach of contract. So if they're using her name and they're not paying her, then she definitely has a strong case. But how does it go on for years like that? I mean, if a best of album came out in 99, we're in 2019, and she was promised that she was going to get royalties from the album, like, what's tea? Maybe they've been fighting it out in court for all this time, and I don't know. That's so crazy. And Salt&Peppa, they collected over $600,000 in royalties in the past decade, but Spinderella hasn't seen a dime of that money. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out. That's real shady. I feel like if she deserves her just due, she was very much a part of the group, and she was on tour with you guys. She was featured and credited on their albums, I'm assuming. and you guys didn't pay her not one red cent. What a scam, what a scam, what a mighty good scam. So hopefully this will all work out. Maybe they'll settle out of court, but that's real shady, Salt&Peppa. You know, this woman has been a part of the group and she paid her dues and she deserves to be compensated. So we'll see how that plays out in court. Good luck. We wish you well. And it's unfortunate to see legends arguing like this. But like I said, she definitely deserves her compensation. Give that girl her money. Give her her money, y'all. Next up, Little Kim, the queen bee. Okay? Little Kim, oh man. Little Kim went on her Instagram the other day and basically just kind of called out Andy Cohen for being messy. You know, speaking of messy, I don't like to see our legends caught up in mess. You guys should be making money. Let me zip up my dress because I'm a lady, y'all. I want to be showing y'all my goodies. Little Kim, right? She went on Instagram. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see it. She did delete the video off of her Instagram. So she went live and she was just basically calling out all of these messy bloggers, interviewers, media personalities. She canceled her press for her upcoming show. Now, I've been seeing like promotion on VH1 for her Girls Cruise show that's scheduled to air July 15th. That's this Monday coming up. I have no idea what the show is about. You know how most like reality shows, they give you like a promotional, what do you call it? Like it's on the tip of my tongue. They give you like a promotional preview of the show, right? We have seen none of that. We just see the little commercial with Little Kim and her glitter bustier. We know that Maya, Chili, Pretty V, I think it is, who is a social media personality, as well as B. Simone, who's a comedian, social media personality. They're all supposed to be on a cruise. Doing what? I don't know. I don't know if it's like a Flavor of Love type show. I don't know if it's like a Bachelorette type show. I have no idea. If you guys know, put it in the comments and let me know. So there hasn't been like a promotional trailer. That's the word that I'm looking for the show, but she was scheduled to do press. She was supposed to stop by Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. I think she was supposed to do Access Hollywood and also, I don't know, somebody else. But she calls out Andy saying that he's messy. She canceled the press tour for her show, which I think was a bad idea. So Little Kim, you know, she recently celebrated her 45th birthday. I had no idea that Little Kim was 45 years old. I mean, she looks great, I guess. You know, everybody has a lot to say about her plastic surgery and how she's morphed over the years. But at the end of the day, Little Kim is an icon. She's a legend. So just give her her respect, you know. She started saying in her Instagram live, if any of you got a chance to watch it, that, you know, she doesn't like the fact that all of these interviewers are going to basically use her for clout and use her to create a moment. You know, it's about her and she's the moment. Like, and she basically said that everybody needs to put respect on her name. I don't disagree. Now, we know that now, let me say this about Andy Cohen. I am not a fan of Andy Cohen. I think that he's extremely shady. I think a couple of other things about him as well from what I see, but I'll leave that off of this video. I'm not feeling Andy Cohen. I think that Andy Cohen is purposely messy. I think that he only cares about himself. And there's some other things, like I said, that I'll leave out. So she went on Watch What Happens Live years ago, though, in 2012. And of course, everything that they asked her had to do with Nicki Minaj. So I think that Little Kim got a little bit annoyed at the fact that everyone was going to be asking her about what does she think about Nicki Minaj and this, and are you guys still beefing? Will you guys ever do a song together? And there was mixed opinions about this. Some people were saying, well, Little Kim, you haven't put out an album in years. There isn't anything else that you're really doing that we can talk about. So people are going to gravitate toward talking about this so-called beef with you and Nicki Minaj. So Little Kim is over it. Like, she's tired of it. She's not feeling it. She said she thought that Andy Cohen was her friend, but I guess not. She also said, addressed the fans like, look, you know, I want to please my fans, but you guys have to understand that there's a lot of things behind the scenes that are going on that you have no idea about. So if I cancel interviews and cancel shows, just know that there's a reason for it. I mean, fair enough. I get it. Look, Little Kim has been in the game for she's a legend. She's an icon, right? And I do believe that she is well deserving of respect. And, you know, in most of these interviews, people go over questions that they can and cannot ask. I don't disagree with the fact that she's tired of talking about Nicki Minaj. Like, honestly, it's old. And there were mixed opinions. You know, some people said, like, yeah, let it go. She just wants to move on. She has every right to not want to talk about Nicki Minaj anymore. And there were other people that were saying, well, sis, you know, you're not doing anything else, and what else is it that we're going to talk about? I think that if you are a great interviewer, minus the messiness, because everybody likes a little, you know, a little sprinkle of messy. I get it. But if you are a good interviewer, you can conjure up other questions or formulate other questions aside from this pseudo beef with her and Nicki Minaj. And I say pseudo beef because I feel like the media, anytime that there's female artists that come out, regardless if they have completely, totally different styles, if they have the same styles, if they rap the same, if they rap different, I feel like the media always pits them against one another. They do the same thing with male rappers, but because there's so much scarcity with female rappers in the game, it's like we don't have a lot. You know what I mean? Especially we don't have a lot of commercial, like well-known female rappers as far as always in the media and things like that. And I feel like when we get the opportunity to have a Nicki Minaj, when we prior Little Kim, when we have Missy Elliott's, you know, Queen Latifah's, The Brat, when we have Cardi B's, Meg The Stallion, you know what I mean, and Doja Cat, we have so when we have those female artists, Foxy Brown, I can't forget, that's from my era. We should actually cherish it and appreciate it because it's easier for those female rappers to kind of fall off because hip hop is a male dominated genre. It's a male dominated field. You know what I mean? And yes, they pit the men against each other too, but it's like when we have female artists, like, yo, we have to show support because it's very difficult for women to get into the game, stay relevant, be consistent, and have longevity because there's always the, oh, she slept with this one to get to the top. She's not better than this one. Yes, it's a competitive sport, but I just feel like we just need to honor the women in hip hop. I feel like we definitely should. So I get it, man. Like Little Kim, she's 45 now, man. Like who wants to keep rehashing or talking about this beef and made up stories or how she feels? She feels the way she feels. She said multiple times that she wishes Nicki Minaj the best and she wants to move on. Let her move on. You know, I find it interesting because when Jay-Z used to do interviews, like when he used to be on the Breakfast Club or he used to sit down with whomsoever, you can't ask Jay-Z about Dame Dash. I'm pretty sure that he behind the scenes says, look, we're not answering no questions. Don't ask me nothing about Dame Dash. And because of the respect that people have for him being a male and also being in the game for a long time. I mean, Jay-Z has been in the game just as long, well, no, maybe not as, just as long as Little Kim, kinda, right? He's been in the game longer than Little Kim, but what you get my point. You can't ask Jay-Z anything about Dame Dash and Beanie Siegel and stuff like that. And people just automatically respect it, right? They don't say, oh, Jay-Z, you running from this, you running from that. And it could be because Jay-Z has put out music consistently. But still, why is it that when Little Kim says she doesn't want to answer any questions about Nicki Minaj, it's like, oh, well, girl, you have nothing else to talk about. I feel like if I got the opportunity to interview Miss Kimberly Jones, trust me, if she didn't want to talk about Nicki, I wouldn't even ask her anything about Nicki Minaj, to be honest, because I grew up in an era where I watched Little Kim like come into the game and grow up and grow into a household name and become an icon and a legend. That's from my era. So trust me, asking her anything about Little Kim would be the last thing on my list of things that I would want to talk about with Little Kim. You understand? So I just feel like she deserves that respect. You know what I mean? I feel like if anyone has questions that they particularly did not want to be asked, we should just respect that, right? Like, let Little Kim live. Like, come on. You know what I mean? She's a queen. Respect her as such. And I just hate this pitting against each other that people do when it comes to females. You know what I mean? I just don't like it. I don't like it. And she has every right to want to move on and talk about her future ventures. So, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. But I do think it was a bad idea for you to cancel your press. I know that Wendy Williams did say this as well. Wendy, she's back and living her best life. I should have incorporated her on What the Friday. But anyway, yeah, I think it was a bad idea. I mean, Andy Cohen, I get it. You know what I mean? Because he's messy. But still, you could have shut them down. Like, you're Queen Bee. Like, if they asked you some crazy question about plastic surgery or about Nicki Minaj or about female art, whatever it is that you didn't want to answer, I think that you should have assert your power and be like, look, no, next question, right? That would have been so boss. Come on, little Kim, don't let these people railroad you and run you off. I get it. She may seem non-confrontational, but I do think it was a bad idea for you to cancel press, little Kim, because like I said, your show Girls Cruise airs on VH1 July 15th, and I have no idea what it's about, but maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. So definitely we'll see. We'll definitely see. Up next, The Little Mermaid is being remade. Now, before I get into this story, right, I know this was probably like weeks ago that they were talking about it, and people are still talking about it. Let me just say this. The Little Mermaid is also from my era. When I was a young little princess, The Little Mermaid was like, one of Disney's great movies, along with Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, so on and so forth. You can't deny that Disney definitely does make good movies. But I will say this. This seems to be the season or the era of the remake. Like, all of these movies are being, like, there's no originality as far as movies are concerned. And I feel like, as an artist myself, it's just a little bit, everything is being remade. TV shows, movies, cartoon movies, animated movies. It's just like, where is the originality? And it's like, I get it, but a lot of these remakes, they miss the mark. So I'm hoping that when they remake The Little Mermaid, that they don't mess it up, because this Lion King, and I love Beyonce down, but I'm just not here for it. I saw the previews, and it's like, why couldn't you guys just leave it alone? I guess we'll see how it does in the box office. But anyway, Disney is deciding to remake The Little Mermaid, and they casted Halle Bailey, not Barry, who is 50% of Chloe and Halle. They're sisters, and they are a group, I guess, signed by Beyonce's management. Beyonce discovered them. They were on YouTube, and they used to do cover songs. And let me tell you something. These two young angelic souls, vocally, woo, breathtaking. I don't even know if that's the appropriate word to describe them. Simply breathtaking. They definitely have a old soul, and it comes across in their music. It's so melodic. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Great vocal ability. So Halle Bailey, one of the sisters, has been casted as Ariel in this new The Little Mermaid movie. Now, when I heard that, I said to myself, great, like, this is great. And at first I said, oh my God, they're remaking another movie. Okay, fine. You know what I mean? It's an animated movie. No big deal there. But when I heard that Halle Bailey was going to be casted as Ariel, I immediately got excited. And I said, because I'm familiar with their music. So I said to myself, you know what? Yes. Then Twitter and Facebook groups were formed. Twitter, had a lot to say. Facebook had a lot to say. And unfortunately, I discovered that there was an actual Christian group that was formed on Facebook that was against Halle Bailey, this young girl, playing Ariel in a movie about a mermaid. Okay, newsflash: mermaids are not real. This is an animated movie. This is an animated movie. What the hell do you have to be upset about? But then again, this is the planet Earth. Everybody is upset about something, and sometimes it's ridiculous. I thought that it was a good thing, and the director of the movie actually gave a statement and said that after an extensive search, it was abundantly clear that Hallie possesses that rare combination of spirit, heart, youth, innocence, and substance, plus a glorious singing voice. I don't disagree. All intrinsic qualities necessary to play the iconic role as Ariel. Okay? And I don't disagree. I thought that was beautifully stated. Those were his words, not mine. But I thought that was beautifully stated. Now, if you are familiar with Chloe and Hallie, you would know that definitely, I mean, either one of them could have played Ariel, to be honest with you. But vocally, their vocal abilities really stuck out. And yes, you have to have acting chops, but I think it's going to be a remake of the animated movie. I don't think they're going to do like what they're doing to Lion King. I hope not. But vocally, I think that she's the perfect fit. I'm sure that there are other people that they considered, but people were in an uproar because the Little Mermaid is going to be black. Now, they haven't planned out like or started writing or creating anything yet. They're supposed to be doing that in 2020, next year. So if they're going to be doing the remake of the animated Little Mermaid, right? We don't even know what she's going to look like. I'm assuming that they will make her a brown skin or dark skin Ariel. Even if they do, so what? It was so disgusting to see adults, right, act as though some, crime has been committed. You know what I'm saying? The things that were said, it's just very reflective of the times that we've always lived in America. You know what I mean? There's racists in America. There's people who are discriminatory in America. So there was no surprise there. But what was annoying to me is, you guys are adults. We live in a world where there are all different groups, sizes, shapes, colors, hues of people. So why was this such a thing? You understand? Never mind her talent. Never mind her accolades. Never mind that she's co-signed by Beyonce, okay? Which I'm sure a lot of these very same people who have an issue with Hallie being the Little Mermaid love Beyonce, I'm sure. Why is this an issue? You know what I mean? She was signed because of her talent, because of her personality, and because of her spirit. As the director said, she embodies that youthful spirit of the character Ariel, especially because she has great vocal, abilities. But seeing adults say derogatory things about the color of her skin, make Ariel white again, it was so depressing. And it's sad because if the adults feel that way, imagine what type of information or what example they're setting for their children who this movie or this remake is geared toward. It's geared toward the younger generation. Of course, adults are going to be fond of the movie and take their kids to see the movie, but imagine what you're saying to your children. I mean, I just feel like some people are just so disgusting. And what's even more scary is that they procreate and they teach these disgusting things to their offspring. I don't want to get too heavy on this because it's Friday. We're supposed to be having fun. You know what I mean? But I do have to say that, And what is the problem? Like, we know what the problem is. So I'm asking a rhetorical question. We know what the issue is. But is it that serious? You have that much ignorance within you that you are upset about a fictional character? Whatever. So congratulations, young lady, Miss Halle Bailey. This is a well-deserved, achievement for you. I wish you nothing but success. And unfortunately, I'm not sure how old they are, but unfortunately, you're getting firsthand experience to how cruel, ignorant, uneducated, and just, egregious and classless that some people in this world can be. However, what God has for you is for you. So I wish you nothing but abundant success. All right. Moving along. I did not want to skip this. Now, remember the young lady in Alabama who was charged with manslaughter after she was shot in her stomach after getting a pregnant woman, after getting into an altercation with a co-worker. She was charged with manslaughter. So apparently those charges were dropped. They shouldn't have, whatever. Yes, thank God, right? We're just going to give God thanks for that. And those charges were dropped. And yeah, so she's not going to be facing any jail time. And I'm trying to look for her name, and I don't remember. I think it's Marsha Jones. So Marsha Jones got into an altercation with a woman. Marsha Jones was 5 months pregnant. And she got into an altercation with a co-worker. I'm reading now. When I first heard the story, I heard that it was a woman who was dating her boyfriend. Like, the two girls were dating the same guy, and Marsha Jones happened to be pregnant by that guy. And Marsha Jones allegedly, well, she said that she initiated the fight, or it's being reported that she initiated the fight. And the girl pulled out a gun, shot Marsha Jones in the stomach, causing her 5-month-old fetus to die. So she lost the baby. Alabama thought it was a good idea to charge Marsha Jones with manslaughter, and the gun-toting chick had no charges filed against her. Listen, I just live here in this planet Earth. None of this stuff makes sense to me. So prosecutors in Alabama said that they were dropping the manslaughter charge against a woman over the death of the fetus she was carrying when she was shot in the belly in a case that stirred national outrage. Yes, because a lot of people were talking about this, and I think the prosecutor or the district attorney, Limnelli or Washington, she herself is a black woman, and Miss Washington, the district attorney, said that she had numerous calls and people were outraged, and at meetings and press conferences that she held, people were saying, like, you know, you're a black woman, how could you not relate to this? This is ridiculous. And so basically the public bombarded her office with phone calls, letters, protests, and she decided that it was a good idea to drop the case. But I just feel like, why was she charged in the first, like, if she was going to be charged with manslaughter, like, this is so crazy. Why not the actual shooter who killed the fetus be charged with manslaughter? Like, how is it that the shooter got off scot-free, but Marsha Jones was charged with manslaughter? Now, a lot of people, well, it's being said that, you know, Alabama, they recently passed their strict abortion laws. Abortion is outlawed in Alabama, even if it is, you become pregnant as a result of rape, incest, whatever. If you decide to have an abortion, or if the doctor can be charged, and you also, the pregnant person, can be charged as well. If you're pregnant and you put yourself in harm's way, you can also be charged with manslaughter. Case in point, Marsha Jones. So under Alabama law, a fetus is considered to have the same rights as a child who has already been born. So the grand jury sought to hold someone accountable for its death, and unfortunately, Miss Jones was arrested. So you mean to tell me that you sought to find somebody responsible for the death of the fetus? Wouldn't it make sense to charge the person who was responsible for the death of the fetus, the shooter, the one who shot Marsha Jones in the stomach? I mean, if you're going to charge, like I said, if you're going to charge Marsha Jones, charge the shooter as well. Like I said, I just reside here on planet Earth. I don't look for things to make sense anymore because I don't get it. You know what I mean? So again, they reversed the charges. So regardless if this makes sense to some or not, I'm glad that Marsha Jones was, you know, vindicated, I guess, or charges were dropped. It's sad that the shooter, there's no consequences, no repercussions that this shooter will face. But you know what? I know ruthless and savage chick named Karma. So, and again, it's debatable whether she put herself in this position. We don't really know what went down. You know what I mean? But I hope that this is a lesson to Marsha Jones, and it could be a blessing in disguise. I know you're probably saying, how could that be a blessing? But if the first story that I heard was true, that you were fighting another girl over your boyfriend or whatever type of nonsense that took place, you know, I really hope that Marsha, not only do you make better decisions, but you take your freedom as well as your life serious. So we're just giving praise to the Most High Almighty that the charges were dropped. I hope that she does get some counseling, grief counseling, because, you know, she was pregnant. Like, let's not forget about that. She was pregnant and she lost her child. She could have lost her life as well. But, you know, God saw fit for her life to be spared. So I hope you use this as a lesson, you know, just to be careful in all areas and aspects of your life. So moving along to something not so light, but a little bit lighter. These ice cream lickers these people need to be locked up, in my opinion. So as you know, there was a viral video of this human being who's a female going around, and she opened a container of Bluebell ice cream I think it was in a Walmart. She licked the ice cream, put the top back on, and put it back into the freezer. Apparently her brain cells were warped because this was recorded by her friend and it was posted on social media. Now, they didn't want to release the girl's name because she is a minor. Yeah, so not to get too heavy, but I know about 5 minors back in the late 80s whose name was plastered all over the internet, and they were falsely accused and imprisoned for raping and brutalizing a woman, and they were innocent. So miss me with that whole she's a minor crap. I feel that she definitely should suffer some consequences. What they are, I can't really say. Jail. Some people are saying she deserves to go to jail for 20 years, 10 years, 15 years. I don't work in the judicial system, so I can't say, but consequences, yes, she should face some consequences. I think that this is beyond disgusting. I think it's immature, it's despicable, and I do feel that if a lot more people were held accountable for their foolishness, then maybe, you know, you make an example out of one, then maybe it would prevent all of these copycat ice cream lickers that are showing up all over the place. Because this is a thing. Like, this is really a thing. People going around licking ice cream. And I feel like, I don't know. I don't care if she's a minor. There's evidence of her doing something that is illegal. You understand what I'm trying to say? There's video evidence of it. So why is it that she's being protected? So I guess, you know, and, you know, the social media was on a witch hunt. You know, they identified the girl. Obviously, she wanted to be famous, right? So let's not make her famous. Let's make her famous, right? Let's make her famous. I think it was disgusting. I'm pretty sure all of you feel the same way. And it also will usher in Bluebell and a lot of these other companies. Unfortunately, you're going to have to be a lot more responsible because there are idiots out here. And yes, I'm sure that it will cost these other companies millions of dollars to put protective seals over their ice cream. But you know what I was taught when I was a young gal? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, right? So yeah, you know, you decide to cut corners with as far as the protective plastic over the ice cream, and now it's costing you millions of dollars, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are not rushing to buy Bluebell ice cream now because of this, right? Because they don't know how many other containers have been contaminated. So whoever this young girl is, I really hope that there are some consequences that she does face. And again, it's a viral thing. It's causing other people to be copycat offenders as well. There was a man, I'm waiting for this article to be pulled up, a man in, I think it was Louisiana, Now, he's not a minor. Lanice Martin the third. So let me tell you about this. This is interesting. He thought that it was a good idea to act like he licked a gallon of ice cream that he didn't pay for, that he didn't intend to pay for. So he thought that it would be funny to mimic what the idiot before him decided to do. So what happened was he was arrested and he was let out, but he gave a statement. So this is what happened in Louisiana. So he basically bought a container of ice cream. He went to check out. The clerk told him that there was a sale, probably a buy one, get one free. This has happened to me before. Like, hey, you can get another one free. So he ran back to the freezer to pick up another container of ice cream. He had someone with him who had a cell phone and recorded him licking the ice cream and poking his finger in it and putting it back into the freezer. However, he did pay for that ice cream. But because this video went viral, he was arrested. And he did have a receipt proving that he purchased, the ice cream that he licked and put back. All right, so here's the thing. And now he's upset, you know what I mean? He's upset because he was arrested. He's upset, stating that, he has children and he doesn't want to go to jail, he doesn't want to be in jail. And he thought it would be funny to mimic this prank that someone prior to him had done. You're an idiot too, sir, because first of all, why would you think that that was funny? You understand? And why would you want to put that online and not put the remainder of the video saying, hey, this was a joke, here's proof that I bought it? You know what I mean? You set yourself up for that. And he is right in saying that the authorities wanted to make an example out of him, and they did. Stop doing stupid stuff. You caused yourself to go to jail. Had you have done that joke, and had you have recorded yourself saying, hey, I'm joking, you know what I mean? I bought this ice cream. Here's the proof. Here's a receipt. Maybe you wouldn't have gone to jail, but I still don't think that that's funny at all. People have a lot of transferable diseases that can be transferred orally. I just think it's all bad, and it screams that you think that what this idiot minor did, whose name they're refusing to release, it just shows that you think that that is funny, and I don't, you know what I mean? So you got what you were looking for. You wanted to be internet famous, so there it is. You were internet famous, sir. So, Royal Family, what do you think about these fools who've been acting up all week? I just think that guy, especially the adult, what an idiot. What an idiot. I don't know if you heard, y'all, but 50 Cent gave a statement, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, that Power, because season 6 is scheduled to air, I think August 25th, which I'm totally ticked off about, because normally they premiere in like end of June, July, around this time in the summertime. And I was so looking forward to season 6. And I feel like a lost puppy out here with nothing else to do. So Power season 6 is not coming back until August 25th. And 50 Cent tweeted, or he on Instagram, he said, this is not going to be the last season because, man, this show is too good. Do you believe 50 Cent? Curtis plays too much. Curtis Jackson, I don't have time to play with you. It's either this is going to be the last season or it's not. I'm a little bit sad. I feel like this show can continue on. Courtney Kemp, I always mention her name because a lot of people seem to think that 50 Cent is like the writer and he's the creative director and he's behind all of this in the show. He is the executive producer, and I'm pretty sure here and there he has a little input. But Courtney Kemp, Miss Courtney Kemp, is the writer of Power, right? So we got to give Sister Girl all her credit because she gets in that right. 50 Cent is not even allowed in the writing room. According to her, she has her team of writers and she's the head writer. So as far as storylines and things like that, Courtney Kemp, right? Hashtag Courtney Kemp is the writer of Power. So I can't wait. I'm interested in seeing how this is going to pan out. Some people are like, oh, the show needs to end. I disagree. I think it is a well-written show. I think it has many twists and turns. I can relate to a lot of things in the show, so maybe that's why I like it. But yeah, so do you believe, Curtis, you think this is going to be the last season of Power? If not, as long as you keep the same writers, I'm here for it. You keep Courtney Kemp on board, I'm totally here for it. So, Royal Family, let me tell you, who I think is having the best week ever. Get down in the comments and be sure to comment. Any of these stories, I don't think I can put the link for these stories in the description because, you know, YouTube is very strict and I'm new to these YouTube streets, so I'm not trying to piss off the YouTube gods. So, but you can just Google majority of the stuff. I mean, it's not too much. So who do you think is having the best week ever? I think Halle Bailey is definitely having the best week ever. I think that she was catapulted into fame and she's got the biggest cosign in the game, Beyonce, okay? So I just really hope that all works out well for this young queen. And, you know, she gets her life. I'm looking forward to seeing the new Little Mermaid. I think it's going to be great. Aside from all of the criticism and the derogatory comments, you know what? Ignorance is ignorance. And unfortunately, we are not going to escape ignorance in this cold, cruel world. I just think we should do a good job to find people who are positive and whose views align up with ours in a positive way. And just let the naysayers say whatever they want to say. Their life is probably miserable anyway. So yeah, I think Halle Bailey and Marsha Jones are having the best week ever. It's tied because I'm glad that those charges were dropped. That's ridiculous. I'm hoping that queen definitely gets some counseling because she did lose a baby, you know. So, Royal Family, let me tell y'all something. I have been enjoying myself for the past 4 months. I've had my channel for 2 years, but I've only been uploading for 4 months. I'm going to do a story time or whatever as to why I started my YouTube channel and why it took me 2 years after creating this channel to upload consistently. That's going to be saved for another time. Once I get some more views and some more subscribers, I feel it's appropriate for me to do that. But those of you who have been showing love and showing support, you made it to the end of this video. Be sure to comment hearts and crowns in the comment section if you made it to the end of this video. I love y'all for watching. I love the support. I love engaging with y'all. I love the intellect. I love the humor. I just love the support. I love you guys. So Royal Family, this concludes episode 8 of What the Friday. I hope you have a splendid weekend. I got some more videos to whip up for you guys because I got some things to talk about. But I love you for watching. Be sure to thumbs up this video. Be sure to comment on any of the topics that we discuss. And if you made it this far in the video, be sure to comment with hearts and crowns. Hit the subscribe button, share my content. Don't keep me to yourself. Make sure you ring that notification bell. Royal Family, I love y'all for watching. And as always, until next time, peace.